Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Moose Minute. We're going to reconnect. There we go. So good morning and welcome. What a beautiful morning. Got some nice little photos on the way into work this morning, and a lot of things going on. The big one is the Strikeout Alzheimer's four-team Baker System tournament is full. So all 12 teams have signed up. I posted yesterday that if you are not sure you're going to make it, please let me know, because I want to make sure it's full. Okay. I'm guaranteeing a big money for first place. So I want to make sure, if you said, Chris, put a team down, and I did, I want to make sure you have a team coming on the 7th of December. It is going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a good time. And a lot of great prizes are going to be there as well. So, if you are signed up for Marcy's Strikeout Alzheimer's 4-person Team Baker tournament on December 7th, please make sure you have a team and you are guaranteeing you will be there. $1,000 to win, and we are full. So we have 12 teams. We are going to have a great day that day. Now, on to the shoe is on the other foot. And I'm concerned in this aspect. And again, this is my show, so I'm going to bring this up because it doesn't make sense. If the shoe was on the other foot, like it was, the presidential candidate that was in question for mental stability before stepped back. And yes, maybe he was forced, maybe, I don't know. Parkinson's, whatever, is all the stuff going on. That's irrelevant to me. The fact is, he stepped aside, and now there's a new presidential candidate for the Democrats. As a mega supporter or a Trump supporter, if that's where your fences are, and that is where you're staying, that's the guy. If you have not seen the comments recently at some of his rallies, and especially the whole Arnold Palmer thing, I'm thinking the shoe is now on the other foot as far as that goes as well. It's just odd, okay? All I'm asking for is, if you are on the right side, that is fine. I'm okay with that. You and I are still friends. We still talk. But at some point, people that support him and say, that's my guy, and yes, he is the ultimate choice, you have to start questioning some of that. The other elephant in the room that I am going to go off the other way is I look at Bill Belichick and a few other people that are in their 70s and 80s, and maybe it's because the local access to all of our phones and all the video clips and everything else. And I look at out in Los Angeles, if you're 23, 24-year-old female, and you are dating someone in their 70s, and then you try to convince people that you didn't know he was really rich, I have a tough time believing that. And I have a tough time believing that you found true love in that way. It's just odd to me. If my daughter came, and my daughter are in their 30s, okay? If my daughter brought home somebody in their 70s to say, oh, Dad, we're really in love, I will guarantee you, her and I are sitting at a table without the significant other will be there after, but first I'm going to have a conversation, okay, with my daughter. And that, my friends, is the true story. We would have a conversation. No different if my son brought home somebody that age as well. Him and I will be having a conversation. Okay? I understand and this is a stretch for me, I understand 10 years, okay? If I'm 30 and I met somebody that was in their 40, okay, get that. And somebody could probably convince me of 15 years maybe. But when we're talking 50 years, you have a whole nother explaining to do, because there is no way that I'm going to be happy as a dad that my 30-year-old daughter brings home somebody in their 70s or 80s to say, oh, I found true love, and Dad, I didn't realize he was we're wealthy. Any of these stars or these people that you're going to date, you didn't do any research on when you started dating them? Come on. Don't, not in the day of Google and everything else. You know his net worth when you met him, so don't lie to me. You met on an airplane, for crying out loud. A team airplane. You were a cheerleader for him. He wrote your check before, or whatever it may be. I look at these celebrities that are having babies when they're 70 or 80. What the hell? This is the stuff that I look at and go, what? We're not logically thinking about some of this stuff at all. So, again, my feelings, and I have a whole bunch of feelings over the weekend about that and about the whole Trump thing. You can be a Republican. I have no problems. And you can bash the side that I am voting for this time. I have voted for Republicans in the past. I have voted for Democrats in the past. I have voted for third party in the past. I still say that this two-party system is not doing anybody any good. But after the debates and all the discussions lately, and me dealing with my mom with Alzheimer's and all of that stuff, the stuff he is saying right now is off the rails and makes no sense. And you can argue with me, and that's fine. I would prefer to sit down and talk, because I want to know. Okay, so now what you're telling me is you're not really doing the candidate. You're not voting for the candidate. You're voting for the party. Put the hatred away. Put the automatic responses of, screw that, don't want to hear about it, don't want to talk about it. Put that all aside. Write down the things that are being said currently, and try to convince me it makes sense. And when you tell voters, I don't care about you, I just want your vote, that says a lot to me. So I am in a total agreement that we are in a mess. We have, it's not a good choice either way. It's been broken this way for a long time. And you're not going to convince me that he is going to make the economy better, because I looked at tariffs, and I know what tariffs do, because I work in an industry that has to rely on imports. Because we can't make the stuff here in the U.S. for the money. And I don't give a shit what anybody says. If I stamp on a box, made in USA, you are not going to pay me a lot more money for that. You are not going to pay me for turn signal kits that I have to jack up through the moon, because right now I'm dealing with, there will always be people okay with buying their stuff on Amazon. So you can't make a promise that, oh, I'm only going to buy American. And the other problem we have is try to bring all the jobs to America. We can't fulfill those jobs. There's no way we'll ever do it to make our costs come down. With the tariffs that are going to get implemented and everything else, it doesn't go against the continent or the country that gets stacked with the tariffs. It goes against the company that's buying the products that are bringing them here. So then that percentage is going to get passed on to all of us. And you're going to go, well, we just need to we can't, folks. We can't. We cannot supply at a cost to compete where you are going to survive. Just not going to happen. And then to do like a 200% tariff that's been talked about on John Deere. 200%? How does that even make sense? It just doesn't. And that's where I'm at this morning. It just, stuff like this, and to hear people talk, and to people losing family members over discussions of this kind of nature. And like I said, I've lost followers that after I've talked about this stuff, because they're like, Chris, you just got to, I don't have to drop it when it comes to that part of it. Because use some common sense, listen, just listen to how things are coming out of people's mouths. If you had a friend, and this is how I've been looking at it lately, if I had a friend show up to me and sit at my table and talk to me and say all that gentleman says, or even the other side says, we would have a problem. But I will tell you, the one's making more sense right now than the other. And that's not even talking about Arnold Palmer's driver, okay? Whatever that was about. So, with that said, truly appreciate everybody that tunes in, the people that are now following me as well on Instagram, and then the people that tune into this program, the Moose Minute Project. So, the big news was, though, the tournament is full December 7th at the bowling alley. That tournament is full. So, got great things planned. Got a lot of good quality gifts and stuff to, I guess they're not gifts when you have to bid on them and buy them, are they? No, but auction items, silent auction items, raffles, 50-50. We're going to have a great day. And it's just in memory of my mom and raising money for Alzheimer's. And we've lost a lot of really good people to that disease. And again, it comes back to, for me, I want to raise monies for Alzheimer's. Cancer gets plenty, don't get me wrong. And we've lost family members to cancer as well. But there are people that have survived from cancer. Nobody yet has survived after the diagnosis of Alzheimer's/dementia. So that's where I'm coming from. So with that said, have a great morning. Enjoy the great couple of days we got here before things turn back. Yesterday was gorgeous to get out and do some yard work, and just all of that. So thank you all very much. Have a great day. And I will be back tomorrow morning with another edition of the Moose Minute Project. And as always, take time to bless somebody else's day today too.